protocol initiated.
A tidal wave of neural bass slangs with a mix in high-speed growls, mid-range wobbles and ultra-tight drums. Kick and snare slap with industrial pistons. Sound design blends gritty distortions and modulations in stereo padding chaos. Metallic zaps and rising screeches dark across the sonic fields like data storms. Emergence in place. Neuroshock, cascade, override. Beat strips down to a minimalist groove. Syncopated bass plucks dance over deep subs. A cybernetic vocal sample cuts. Input denied pathway corrupt your short central fills. Mimic large signals and hi-hats flicker like wires sparking. Build a plane of keyboard distort. Count and build out the relays the building tension. 4, 3, 2. A vocal cascade spirals down. Neuro. Final 7 meters to a breakdown point. Pressure mounting. Salivation. Baseline fragments and reforms rapidly. It's chaotic and hyperactive. The glitches interrupt the flow like corrupted memory sectors. As sub-bass pushes chest rattling energy. A new melodic layer enters. Eerie bells drenched in reverb cut through the distortion like a haunting sigil lost in noise. Random digital screeches mimic AI screaming in overload. Sudden silence. Ambient pads and granular vocal layers drift. Time stretched and ethereal. Synthetic whispers. Echoes of the cascade. Reverse arc slowly fades in, looping hypnotically. Everything becomes soft, too calm. Shock, maximum. The drop reboots with aggressive stabs and glitch crying tension. Stagnant beat patterns warp time like bass fracturing through dimensions. Heavy synth growl. Drums go double time, creating a crushing climax. Final vogue. Everything collapses into silence. High frequency residue fades like an electric aftertaste. A filtered heartbeat pulse echoes softly or less deeper click and system shut down. And system shut down. Digital static filters surge and collapsing pulses. Mechanical filtering sweeps left to right like a corrupted firewall scan. A robotic voice chants in distortion. Enterprise filter storm protocol. Blow and growl bills underneath a fluttering siren synth. Crack! A single percussion hit slashes the silence like a warning. Confusing the filter to it. Blistering baseline right for distortion gate. Storm slam with upper complex and combo. Syncopated with giant burst. Syncopated with giant hi-hat burst. Main synthesis swirl change layered with modular filter modulation. Cutting like a digital blade. Bass flash. Drop. The flash. Drop. Flows into a styrofoam groove. Robotic swing of the hats. 8 waves bounce in a filter synth. Blocks and distant alarm effects. Controversial signature routine plays. Reversing line that swells in stereo. Vocal style. Bass flash activated. Target engaged. Trails up both rise and fall unpredictably like a malfunctioning waveform scanner. Samples like a broken crust reverb. Total filter resonance maxed out. Creating a screaming riser. Robotic voice. Prepare for secondary overload. Drop the load. Plug in engaged. The switch to double speed and the bass is now aware of a pulsing phase. The snare is better to a gate and echo trail. Almost letting into silence before he bar of seats. And now has a mid-range scream with a dark tail following every kick. Vocal interjects. Bass slash system torn. Suddenly quiet, just a low analog hum and ticking hi-hat mimic your countdown. Pitch modulated vocal whispers. Slow. Solid brace. And a synth arc spirals out like a drain of corrupted data. Non-filter strong, everything is hard at the first and cranked for chaos. If you metallic reverb tail lies behind every drum hit. Bass is tuned to the point of sound and the machine is shredding metal. Effects decimated like the discharges final vocal slice. Kicker a force load, strain the storm soft. Filter resonance fades into an overload hum. Final beat fades to silence, a corrupted system voice utters. Pressure storm, terminated. Warbling low and the signal stutters into life like a corrupted started sequence. High frequency beeps tap out a digital Morse code. Grainy ambient pads simulate a malfunctioning control panel. A synthetic voice glitches in with stuttering phrases. I jam, initializing, flux core unstable. Distorted risers hint at something explosive, building beneath the surface. Boom! A crunchy distorted bassline smashes in with heavy low-end thrust. Kick drums are thick with trap-inspired snares slicing through like terminal pings. A jagged lead synth flickers in a chopped loop, sounding like data breaking apart. Laser zaps and bite crunch effects intercut between phrases. Vocal dropped, pulmonal flux, mind face detonate. Beat strips down to a syncopated bass groove with minimal percussion. A rhythmic staccato synth echoes like blinking cursor lights. Chopped glitch vocals whisper, flux trace initiated, syncing mind frame. Static pops and buffer noises add texture as the system begins to stabilize. Terminal flux, mind face detonate. Beats stripping to a syncopated bass groove with minimal percussion. A rhythmic staccato synth echoes like blinking cursor lights. Chopped glitch vocals whisper, synth initiated, syncing mind frame. Static pops and buffer noises add texture as the system begins to stabilize. World meltdown, bass hits harder, almost robotic with every kick sounding like machinery slamming shut. The lead synth is warped in reverse, cycling in spirals like a flux vortex. Percussion layers intensify, clicky snares clanking metal hits and reverse crashes. The drum freedom collapse, terminal engaged. Beat cuts out entirely, only fragmented sounds remain. Clicks, reverse snippets, phaser sweeps. A robotic choir pad shimmers faintly in the background. Whispers drifting between sectors, mind V4 sounding raw and unstable. Beat layers break and reform mid-drop, sounding rattle ends off fatal reboot attempts. Final shout, the fading terminal tone looks like a dying server ping. All instruments phase out through a flanger filter spiral. Last sound, one distant synth beat, then digital silence. Static pops and buffer noises add texture as the system begins to stabilize. From it all flux, terminals up, all the tempo suddenly shifts up. Hi-hats roll and skip erratically. A rising reverb total system extending. Enter, centum expanding, input overload. Sudden silence and a rapid fire safe arpeggio. Counting down. Dropping down, full meltdown. Bass hits harder, almost robotic with every kick sounding like machinery slamming shots. The lead synth is warped in reverse, cycling in spirals like a flux vortex. Percussion layers intensify, clicky snares, clanking metal hits and reverse crashes. The strong freedom collapse, by jam collapse, terminal engaged. Beat cuts out entirely. Only fragmented sounds remain. Clicks, reverse snippets, phaser sweeps. A robotic choir pad shimmers faintly.
A cold wind sweeps in, digitally processed and echoing through metallic chambers. Faint chimes shimmer like frozen crystals falling in slow motion. Low subremovable pulses beneath a high-pitched reverse glitch motif of a fragmented vocal warped by digital frost. System locked, audio drop, initializing, rewind. Click static ice crackles, then silence.
Drop slams in like a cryogenic chain exploding open. Freezing bass wobbles freeze and shatter midline. Back by snare hits, left satellite breaking glass. A shimmering lead synth flutters with icy delay, glitching like corrupted memory sectors. Rhythmic glitch blips dance between channels. Crash it again. Tempo slow slightly, body, entering a chilled breakdown. Sub-bass hums of the ticking glitch hats and filtered pad swells. The digital heartbeat pulses, a whispered, robotic voice. Frozen frame, memory loop, initiating rewind cycle. Sudden reverse effects, pull the beat backwards like a tape reel snapping. Feel the risers build up from ice crack samples and reversed hi-hat rolls. Pitch bend sits, climb up for attention. Vocal countdown, drop the freeze, cue the vacuum silence.
Crashes down, bass growling deeper, filtered through a frost-covered modulator. Late synth now warped like it's stuck in a frozen glitch. New percussion elements, metallic clangs, icy rim shots, river bridge crashes. The vocal returns.
This is your cryo drop, no escape from the rewind. Everything crumbles, kick cuts out, only fractured synth shards and frozen delay tails remain.
Time stretch samples glitch, crackle, then phase out. A single line emerges from the noise, still frozen, still rewinding.
All elements return with force, now layered and deeper. The bass is sharper, the lead now morphing live with granular effects. Chop vocals screen through glitch filters, razors hit mid-drop, adding chaos. Cryo drop reset,
hard rewind.
the beat decays, freezing in place. Bass fades out like it's sinking into deep snow. Last element, a single reverse pad slowly thawing into silence.
Screen glitch effect.
End.
The beat decays, freezing in place. Bass fades out like it's sinking into deep snow. Last element, a single reverse pad slowly falling into silence. Screen glitch effect. End.
Anomalous digital atmosphere fills the air with crackling, static, firewall alarm sounds. Synth flow with glitchy and distorted tones mimicking data scrambling deep in the file. Subtle pockets of clicks and reverse samples. Single piece full bell. Robotic voice source.
Firewall breach detected. Initiate crash code sequence.
Soft beat sense pulse steadily, simulating digital heartbeats. Drop one. Heavy bass drum crashes in the powerful assorted sub-bass and bunch of kicks. Hi-hats with rapid fire triplets and snappy snares. English bass slicers and waves through the beat layered with digital depth vocal chomplage. Sync phrases like crush, code, bridge, synth stab hits and laser sounds accentuate the aggressive energy. The intensity hyped slightly to reveal a rhythmic synth pattern glitching and whirling around the vocals.
Access denied. Firewall locked.
The percussion simplifies to emphasize the bass wobble and clicks, text creating tension before the next drop. Rising synth flows of increasing filter resonance, build anticipation, snare rolls summary with digital noise layered on top. 3, 2, 1. High pitch beat climbs and cuts sharply before the drop. Bass returns with heavy distortion and more complex rhythm. Bass pulses simultaneously, textual glitch effects weave and stutter patterns. Drums become more frantic and urgency. Crush code override. Execute with full force when handed legs give a cybernetic edge. The beat has suddenly leaving a sparse, eerie synth pad and filter glitch noise into a reverse vocal sample. Echoes faintly. slowly build back up with glitch, clap, hip. Elements return in full force with an added layer of distorted bass, high energy percussion, leaving rapidly around the thick aggressive subs and snaps and digital crashes create a chaotic yet controlled complex vocal top crush code, ending with a final bass slam and glitchy fade out. Static noise and glitches slowly fade out, leaving a soft filtered synth pad dissolves into silence. A final robotic whisper says, firewall secured.
A whirling vortex that reversed synth fragments swirls around a central tone, glitching in and out of pitch. Digital wind howls like corrupted data traveling through a hollow tower. 8-bit fragments flicker in the distance, like retro arcade machines short-circuiting, vocal chop echo.
Drop 120 DA.
As you transfer through a fractured melody, heavily bit crushed inside change. Bass wobbles, glitch and step in sync with randomized automation, giving a stuttering, off-grid feel. Lead synth is a pitch bent square wave run through tape flutter FX. Clicks.
Glitched vocal hoop fix, bring the sync down. Switch to halftime groove, 808s melt into fuzzy triplet rhythms. A soft part EBO tries to climb but keeps glitching and resetting mid-bar. Atmospheric elements shimmer like broken reflections in a digital mirror. Voiceover above, signal instability detected, core rising. Build up, rapid fire, big crusher and rising filter resonance builds suspense. Glitch riser stutter in random bursts, flies in tension like broken elevator cables. Countdown style vocal. 3, 2, 1, car, PT. Now even more unstable, drums stuck in shift mid-bar, big crush, respace, warps into polymorphic shapes. Melody glitches intentionally loop, 1 beats ahead or behind the grid. Vocal burst returns it, double time. Break it, sync, inspiring, glitch bit on.
Singing just falls away, only a high-pitched data stream tone remains slowly melting downward. Subtle echoes of the original melody pulse like a digital heart monitor. The vocal in reverse whispers something unintelligible.
Designed for mystery, final drop. Everything hits at once, glitch, hop, rhythm. Trap, bass line, dodge, design, chain. Bass wobble and lasers, lead synth rises and pitches slip until it's barely recognizable and crashes. This fire doesn't sink, it shatters. Sharp, big crush beat, fades into silence, last glitch. Stop with retro power down sound. A corrupted digital ambiance leaks through the speakers. Warp tunes, big crush, static and reversed audio glitches flutter like warning signs. Your voice crackles in and out. Distant out. Disrupted, anomaly detected. Minimal percussion taps and granular texture shift unpredictably. Suddenly, high-pitched riser starts winding upward as a robotic synth prepares for impact. Drop 1. Drop hits with a brutal glitch baseline stuttering through an off-grid rhythm. Kick it down, punch through layers of digital distortion. Crunchy vocal chops, split phrases I never free. Flip, clash, control. Sound design, twisted spirals. Each bass hit feels like a corrupted file. Crashing through a firewall. Lasers fire in metallic crime. Crashes through a warp delay effects. The energy dips, potential lingers. An atmospheric pad enters soft and glitch, constantly warping in pitch and modulation. Auto-tune, cyberpunk vocals drifted. I see the fragments. Code collapsing. Still dancing in the loop. The beat simplifies, shifting into halftime track, cap kicks and hi-hat balls that flicker like broken code. pulse flickers like a siren in an abandoned factory. Metallic chains rattle in reverse, building atmosphere. Heavy sub-rumbles rise from the depths. Sounds like a tank putting the ring up. Distorted voice over a middle-coated low pass filtered.
Inbound pressure on the system's locked. Prepare for an influx.
Drop line back needed. Relentless footsteps, annihilating slam under a crushing bass growl. The lead is a renaissance and bent to face your automation wasn't like a wardrobe. Snare hits, blood mechanical punches layered with robotic hiss.
She's vocal loop.
Grind it down. Drop like a DA. Your relentless hearts of solid wasteland under a crushing bass growl. The lead is a serrated sauce and bent to face your automation wasn't like a wardrobe. Snare hits, blood mechanical punches layered with robotic hiss. Influx, grind it down. Beat cools in the wall, march grows slow, tempo attack and kick rolls, military style snares. Inspire reemerges, pitch down, halftime box, ever that the radio stack in the background. Drawn the system syncs, tactical resonance stabilized. Sending alarm effects like warning klaxons. Pitch separate with increasing distortion swings. Set for low tracks, noise gate tension. Fulfilling world, loaded, armor loaded, armor like loaded, armor Duplicate deployed, double bass, AoE patterns, alternate with mid-range distortion sweeps. A second set layer, just a 7-8 chord patch. Cut with force, block, brutal sweat, snares, crash with hook, white, breaking fills, new vocal bursts. Shut it down. Clips on silence, only sparse clicks and FM tones linger. A reverb, heavy drone hums in F minor. Metallic effects twist into a granular build-up like a mech recharging. Final drop, a full infusion mode. Our trap goes full industrially. Your heavy snares stutters over compressed bass. And dubstep style claw transitions keep drum becomes thunderous, rattling like it's breaking bait. And all heavy tutorial spirals upward as local sample repeats. Flush is lost, destruction on thrives. Distorted baseline fades into static, mimicking dying machinery. Last glitch. System fractured. Clowned. Offline. Ends with a warp metallic click. Click. Metallic click. Black. Glitch tap or grin deployed. He dropped the tender of the bed. The violence now in the crispy slices. Simplex and critical the attention to some of the missions that hurt. Come up, take her like cord. The Jabbergrin deployed, bubble bass, AoE patterns alternate with mid-range distortion sweeps. Assets and player enters, a cybernetic horse that jumps at every force. Pop, no stop, stands, cross, climbs with the running next. So it's new, little burst, so low, burst, heals, and overburst. Grid deploys to his box, clicks, and FM tones linger over the electro hounds in F minor. Then metallic with extra system will create a little of the automatic recharging. Go full infusion mode, hard trap goes full industrial here. Heavy stutters over compressed bass and dubstep style growl transitions. Each drum becomes thunderous rally and ends with a little metallic click. Akatia Torda spirals upward as vocal sample reboot.
A sharp metallic spark ignites the track like flipping a power relay. Flickering glitch artifacts scattering stereo zap click pop. A low pass filtered synth loop pulses like a countdown sequence. Vocal texture fades in, robotic and chopped.
Visualize the witch of the pitch of a burning fuse. Thick hard god, misalizing ignition, loop, break. Suddenly a hard sweep rises, snapping into clarity like a system booted. Drop one, the hard sweep rises. snapping into clarity like a system booted. Drop one. Hit distorted bass stabs hit like flip circuit breakers. Main synth lead is a crusty to tune loop, gritty and pulsating. Drum slap with fat kicks and glitched out claps. Hi-hats tick like voltage meters. Loop break fast, slice new sequence chunks of earlier phrases glitch into new rhythms. Bassline swings hard with sidechain compression, riding every pulse. Low end clears to reveal rhythmic clicking and reverse cymbals. Arpeggiated glitches spiral like rewired data signals. Percussion drops to minimal, just some pulses and offbeat clap echoes. A glitchy female vocal samples whispers. Every loop breaks eventually. FX textures swell like melting sockets in the background. Rising sauce filter tight pan left and right. Snare rolls begin to distort a fragment mid-roll. Loop vocal builds tension. Ignite, ignite, ignite. Break it, white noise rises with the pitch of a burning fuse. Then hard cut, rot. Numbing loop break reinforced bassline returns even more aggressive. Pitch modulated in sliding chopped vocal bursts added energy. Ignition loop! Drums now layered with metallic hits and the reverb tails. Bass stabs are now syncopated, hitting on unexpected beats with tension. Glitch fills rapidly slice into the end of each bar, exploding into reverses and pitch warps. Melodic lead returns now slowed and layered with granular delay. Ambient synths swell like broken memory banks. Only kick remains slowed and reverbed, mimicking a heart rate. Glitch fragments of the drop are heard like echoes from the future. Final drop, all previous elements return in overdrive. Scissors are now double and stereo shifted. Bassline cruise machine gun stutter. The vocals now are rhythmic chaos that resets and slams again. The final four bars disintegrate with pitch crush filters and silent snaps. Track winds down with a robotic voice repeating. Reset, reset, reset. A single kick echoes and fades into a stat. The final sound, high-pitched digital whine, with powers down.
White noise rises with the pitch of a burning fuse, then hard cut.
Build up, rising cells filtered times even more aggressive. Then halls begin to distort and fragment mid-roll, loop roll, loop roll. Ignition loop! Drums now layered with metallic hits and the reverb tails. Bass stabs are now syncopated, hitting on unexpected beats for tension. Glitch fills rapidly slice into the end of each bar, exploding into reverses and pitch warp. Inside a broken simulation, a haunted melody plays on digital keys, echoing like a forgotten lullaby. Distant whispers in reverse slowly pan left and right. Ghost voices trapped in the code. Suddenly a low-end rumble emerges like an ancient engine rebooting from the shadows. A ghostly voice glitch pitched and layered. Very slash, incoming, distorted. The noises in warp, paths swell and step. Drop one, engage. Hit punches drop like tombstone impacts and made bassline styles into metallic, elastic, and ghost layered with eerie textures. Snare hits feel like blade flashes in a digital windstorm. Vocal chop stabs, loop, trip, slash. Glitch fills, roll like corrupted data crawling through the system. It's bass heavy but with spectral ambience trailing every hit. Beat strips back to dark, shivering chords. A spectral path shivers like broken glass. Vocal distorted, a mechanical razor begins, but it's off. It warps and breaks, then reforms. Reverse, snares echo louder with every bar. Alpha hit screams, wind ups, ghost wails. Countdown glitching, 3, 2, 1, system corrupted. Now the bassline is multi-layered, top layer, trail switching synths with aggressive pitch bands. Bottom layer, distorted sub that punches like a freight train. Blockhouse and element shock, glitch metallic clicks. The rip the roll, mature image level, some cuts and replays a half-second late. Bass sinks, drum stone, in bassline is multi-layered. The interplay softly in reverse, there's this morning. Static creeps are like fog. Vocal whisper, to the real, to the real. And then the ghost code cracks. Tracks sunk me deep, drop even lower than before. Bass hits creep, pressure waves like earthquakes. Jump, feels voice, then wait kicks. Stuttering, the blade of just happened just midway. Swirling it all, sudden hunting, jump, crescendos, mirrors. Drag like Jason, digital drip, final vocal stab. sound, a broken simulation. A haunted melody plays on detuned keys, echoing like a forgotten lullaby. Distant whispers in reverse slowly pan left and right. Like circuit screams, wind-ups, ghost wails, count out glitching. 3, 2, 1, system corrupted. Now the baseline is multi-layered, top line it's off. It breaks and reforms, reverse airs, echo louder with every bar. Effects, circuits, screaming, lights, rails, sound rails, ghost rails, contemplation. 3, 2, 1, system corrupted. Now the baseline unleashed, but it's off and warps and breaks. And if it's reverse, like a toucher of every bar, like every bar. Through the game, science, multi-layered, top plates, and reforms, reverse, like a returner, like every bar. Circuit. System corrupted. No beat, a slow pulsing ghost tone. A global piano plays softly in reverse as if morning static creeps in like fog. The bone whisper was never real. Final go cracks, suddenly go lower than before. Bass hits creep, pressure waves like embers, quakes, jump clicks and let go slayer. Just with a broken heart, like matter, beat the irregular fade. High-pitched data signal starts pulsing in rhythm. Taking clock, static glitches cut through as a robotic voice mutters. Instinct override, initiating pulse hack. Sudden burst of silence, at a sharp snare crack. And dark synth hums beacon creeping in. Boom! The trap kick, almost ramble as a shockwave. Main synth is a buzzing, broken circuit melody. It's warped and modulating erratically. Some bass growls and dust hard. Every kick, like a traffic pulse and high arrows and laser zaps fill the stereo field. Whirling wild, looking up. Closer to the halftime groove, ultra filthy bassline sinks through. Pressure becomes there, clicky snare, reverse, subtle, vital.
This instinct, it's not human anymore. Muffled ambience of cyber alarms in the background, with the landing starting.
That's on and pitch, siren like synth, oscillates up to light and stereo. Distorted voice repeats. Hack, pulse hack, pulse hack. Where the stack explodes upward with a glitchy escalating. Stutter final second cuts everything. Full travelers chaos unleashed, bass sounds innovative. Jump, stuttering, chopping like a broken modem. The main pleasure chromatic notes, heavily big crush. Vocal effect, and fast across stereo. Instinctive road, forward segment adds more definition and saturation. Like normal violet beyond downbeats. Neural section, just sub-bass stumps and distant vocal glitches. Digital wind blows through like data corruption. Randomized vocal samples.
Inside the code, a faint melody plays from a corrupted MIDI piano file.
Bass and double tempo samples become relentless. The beats and glitches so hard it almost tips the removable block. Purple sample nails, accent like digital versions. Wait for fast and Nonstop and check on some very dangerous melodies. Each layer crashes and just down. While these sample plays, we can slow them, they'll come apart. Harmony, it's unnecessary. In terms of the split song, it's on and white noise, phone and white noise. Digital album like you play facts and neural side of those in check on variation. From the Yankee flame resolution shuts down. On all heartbeat sample plays, we can slow in vocal reverse.
Instinct, terminated. Hands on a distorted sub-hit, swallowed in white noise. It's not human anymore. Muffled ambience of cyber alarms in the background, with the landing starting. Counting. Tension.
Full has climate pitch, siren like synth, oscillates left and right in stereo. Distorted voice repeats. Pulse hack. When the stack explodes upward with the glitchy escalating. Final second cuts, everything through every bass shot. Cross stereo. Dragons chaos unleashed, bass now in syncopated chunks. Stuttering, chopping like a broken modem. Mainly bridge chromatic notes, heavily pitched, crushed vocal effects, and fast across stereo. Forward segment adds more distortion and saturation. 808s wobble violently on downbeats. Annual section, just some bass bumps and distant vocal glitches. Digital windows through what data corruption, random mind from I'll fail it.
Do you feel it? Inside the code, a faint melody plays from a corrupted MIDI piano file.
Beat flips into double temporal snare rolls become relentless. The main synth glitches so hard it almost tears the rhythm apart.
Vocal sample yells.
Bass drops descend like digital avalanches. Laser effects and neurostyle fills inject constant variation.
Tempo slows gradually as each snare crashes and shuts down. Final heartbeat sample plays, weakens.
Midnight in a neon-slick cyber city, a detuned synth hum is like an old modem trying to connect. A low-frequency heartbeat sets the pace as distant sirens echo. FM pads wash in like fog, while distorted walkie-talkie chatter cuts through. Target lost. Signal jammed. Prepare for outrun. A synth arpeggio glitched in chrome starts revving up like a corrupted engine.
Drop one, bassline big slamming like hover car collisions. The main bassline growls, dragged in heavy distortion and trap triplets. Snare claps are metallic like steel on steel. Vocal chops glitch to the grid. Outrun, signal, drop. Hi-hat stuttering glitch time, perfectly sync with strobe and effects. This section drives hard, you're escaping through broken signals and sonic interference. Drums attract slightly for a breathing moment. A low synth groove pulses like radar locked in pattern. Vocal fragment, banjo. Frequencies locked in, an echoing lead melody sneaks in cold, mechanical, mysterious. Sirens return in layers, pitching higher, white noise snare rolls, stutter with delay, mimicking signal lost. A countdown begins under the risers. Trace initiated. 3, 2. Drop glitches just before the impact, creating suspense. Bass now works like a circuit bend, squashing and writhing. Kick drums slap hard but unpredictably, like trying to drive through digital static. FMs and stabs jab through the mix like laser blasts. Mid-drop moment, everything cuts out for half a bar, then slams back harder with reverse snares and crushed pocket fills. Voice echo, no control, just speed. My syntho lines in classic outrun style, driven with retro-futuristic emotion. The drums pause, chop vocal loops play like corrupted data fragments. Ooh, trun, sig, jammed. This section simulates a connection, sonic disconnection and clarity in chaos. Bassline returns with a layer distortion, this time doubled and downpitched. New rhythmic syncopation keeps you guessing. Glitchy fills create dynamic tension, while the main synth lead screams in urgency. Final vocal glitch. Go sick to it. Song crashes into a sonic wall. Phase static lingers. An eerie reverse pad fades in and out like a ghost transmission. One final walkie-talkie line crackles through.
He got away.
Silence.
Silence. Silence. Silence. Silence.
Rapid static flickers like a damn bridge warning. Metallic cleats and hissing reverb effects build a high tension alleyway atmosphere. Distorted siren pits bend slowly, followed by a robotic voice. Visualizing slam trap, lips line. No away rolls begin to rise under a tight track snare rhythm. Reveal early and the unlocked but I know it drives that slack time sync crushing gates. The baseline is super saturated and clenched, chunky with laser style and facts. Every forward button with listening cuts and simulating power switches vocal sound. Flex droplets in any rib. 808 full deep and smooth, ducking on the synth butts and crunchy vinyl static. Production takes a trouble package with high class layered over tight clicks. Whispers echo left and right, then move behind the lines and they detonate. Subtle sense creates texture with bends and broken delay trails. Snare roll speeds up, conjugating effects from a body gentle in the degrading mix. Everything times and filters to a sharp piercing peak. Visualizer folding on itself with heavy phasing final drop. Buying a flash, raw energy. Drops like a drops of fury. That's what I'm blowing on the wind, grinds and laser bleeds. Late sense bent like electricity breaking through concrete. Final vocal shred, project complete, light off with that any unlock. Final down, that's when it's a vision lost. Final beat glitches in the silence, follow the false final by one. one deep sub-thud. A violent burst of metallic drum snare slammed down in sync with crushing kicks. The bass line is super saturated and glitched, chunky with laser style attacks. Every 4 bars soaked with black synth cuts, insinuating power surges, vocal staff, trap, blitz. Eddie slowly fades while short flips mimic transmission loss. Final beat glitches into silence, followed by one deep sub-thud. Followed by one deep sub-thud. Whispers echo left and right. The line. Then they detonate. Subtle synth creates tension with slow bends and broken delay trails. Build up, roll speeds up, build up. Roll the front of pitch, gain time, bounce and dropping delay trails. Snare roll speeds up, precision gain effects. Followed by shadow loops and a create glitch. Everything tightens. Sharp beats, piercing peak. The beat returns, but with layered bass punches, thicker, more chaotic. New rhythmic patterns stutter violently, riding on double snares and growling leads. Slam effects that sound like digitized explosions layer the corners of the mix. Reverb-laced shouts sample down the blitz line. Silence pierced by subtle mechanical ticks, like an old server waking up. A deep droning sub-hum creeps in, modulating with shifting resonance. Distorted whispers echo backwards in layers. Void, terminal, corrupted sequence. A pulsing low heartbeat like kick starts to fade in, slow and ominous. Drop bass line activated. Crushing void bass drops like collapsing metal chambers. See triplet hi-hats and reverb. Heavy snares plush with cybernetic texture. It is a growling to choose and warp with cone filters. The entire mix feels like it's being dragged through a tunnel of static. Bass drops like collapsing metal chambers. See triplet hi-hats and reverb. Heavy snares plush with cybernetic texture. It is a growling to choose and warp with cone filters. The entire mix feels like it's being dragged through a tunnel of static. Bass void protocol initiated. Error no return. Case pulled back to halftime, echoing synth sparks like distant electrical fires. Layered atmosphere mimics a dark reactor core breathing in low frequency pulses. During effects pan left and right resembling digital disintegration. Channels, erased audio stream corruption. Bypass filtered passwords are seen under pressure. Snare rolls get chopped into unpredictable patterns. Disorienting and robotic, vocals glitch mid-sentence. Field. Full force drop with relentless wobble bass that mutates every 4 bars. They sound like compressed metal slams. The sub is now dragging behind the beat, slightly creating a lag gravity pull vocal repeat. Bruising, void out, error pull 4, crushing down. All percussion drops out, a little melodic motif plays faintly distorted as if overheard from static. Then silence, robotic voice counts backwards. Final drop. Critical noise. glowing synth pad opens with a soft hum like radiant light pulsing through digital veins. Tension builds through metallic plugs and glitch pings like trick wires vibrating in a dark neon hallway. Distant echoes of warped snares bounce left to right in stereo. A digitized voice cooling calculated whispers. Trap wire engaged, radiant protocol active. Troubles of a rock sound, deep 808 kicks thundering with sharp trap snares and ticking hi-hats. A radiant synth lead erupts in glitchy bursts, alternating with laser pulses. Bass is raw, fuzzy and wave crush, slamming with every beat. Distorted vocal chops glitch into the mix. Wire detonated. Side-chained pads breathe in rhythm as every bass hit feels like a shockwave. Energy dials back slightly, giving room for a bouncing block synth rhythm. 808 roll under a reverb, heavy snare pattern. A vocal effect overlays the mix. Snapped and late, shadows fall. Effects spark like short circuits while the melody shimmers with radiant clarity. Hi-hats pick up speed, 16s turning in the 30 seconds. Pitch rising, synth swells build under glitching along samples. A voice returns, now urgent. Prepare for pulse breach in 3, 2, 1. Silence, one beat of nothing. Boom bass explodes even deeper with layered distortion and trap snares clapping harder. New glitch layers weave around the kick, glowing like neon trick wires being snapped in sequence. The radiant synth lead now spirals upward with each 4-bar cycle. Effects like glass shattering and digital splinters acts in each phrase, vocal in the cuts. R-A-D-I-A-N-T overload. Tempo slightly slows down, entering a dream like cyberspace. Filtered pastoral as a vocal melody echoes. Caught in the trap wire glow, the sound feels distant, as if you were drifting through a radiant firewall field. Slow glitch blips sparkle like falling light shards. Full power returns, this time with added reverse bass drops and a wider stereo image. Kick bass combinations now hit like sonic traps, fast, tight, and dangerous. The lit melody intersects to a distorted arpeggio, bouncing between frequencies. Vocal it hits. Trap wire, trap wire, trap wire. Everything slams into a chaotic crescendo before slicing to silence. Digital wind and fading echo trails drift through the silence. Final vocal slow and clear. Track ends on a soft synth chime and gentle distortion hiss.
Sound glitches in layered over pulsing sub-bass, cold cyberpunk on paths drift like a static storm. Vocal glitch fragments repeat. Glitch, 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 glitch. Buttershade, reversed labs and jittery metallic hats sweep in.
The bass line silence exhausting complicated crunch filtered kicks throb like 10 heartbeats. Alarm stabs escalate with rise. Stiff distortion, robotic voices echo. Blinks loading, tempo tension builds with warp risers and traps them. So one blood flowing hits like a wrecking ball laid with trap hats and laser stabs. The lead synth is a twisted bitch, clutch line riding through every beat. Crowd fast score detonates.
Score detonates. Everything drops to a deep Here's the next rise.
Percussion intensifies stats, high-ass granularizer, and growling bass pulses flipping like a corrupted tape. Bass core, even heavier than the first drop. Industrial bass grinds alongside trap beats, stoves of drums. A stirring honey blends through grinds and flanks that strain like overloaded circuits. Explosive energy. Explosive energy. Gradual fade out through broken tape. The textures and lo-fi bass pulses. Final words echo in digital distortion.
Glitch path. Even heavier than the first drop. Industrial bass grinds alongside trap meets dubstep drums. A stuttering melody breaks through. Pipes and flanks that scream like overloaded circuits. Explosive energy. Gradual fade out through broken data. Textures and lo-fi bass pulses. Final words echoing digital distortion. Glitch path closed.
In a dim-lit exo-industrial skyline, thermal shockwaves ripple through glass. Data towers SP314 SP1K3 unleashes thermal echo frame, a high-voltage glitch engraved anthem drenched in molten bass energy. The intro builds with static charged arpeggios and detuned vocal chops laced with circuit noise. Effects. A sudden data blast drop unleashes seismic neural baselines that fracture across stereo channels like melting titanium. Heavy, robotic and fast. Glitch pulses phase in and out like echo frames sinking in broken time. The mid-section slows into a cyber trap breakdown filled with filtered synths and ticking bursts of hats before reigniting into a second drop with twice the bass intensity, overlay with spectral pads and distorted fans. Unleashed pulses phase in and out like echo frames sinking in broken time. The mid-section flows into a cyber trap breakdown filled with filtered synths and ticking percussive hats before reigniting into a second drop with twice the bass intensity, overlaid with spectral pads and distorted signal risers. Undistorted signal risers. A final stuttered outro echoes into silence like a collapsing hologram, leaving only a faint resonance. The thermal imprint of pure bass. Sound of a corrupted start file initializing robotic voice glitching. Fragment or boot sequence failed. Rewriting bass core. Sudden mechanical errors, reverse stairs, and pitch crush static enter a trap head loop begins. During creep growl. It feels like gears grinding inside a malfunctioning cyber engine. Boom! full fragmentation. Distorted in a way, punched through the system like data shrapnel snapped. Exploding metallic crunch laid over hardtop kicks. The lead synth is jagged, glitching on every fourth note. Chopped vocal like broken dropping tags. Hi-hats skitter across like broken circuits sparky. Pulls back into a gritty low pass of the trap groove, ready bass lines twist like digital vines wrapping around the rhythm. The lead plays a haunting melody, barely audible beneath the rising hum. A distorted voice that whispers, fragments so high reconnect the loop. Quick vocal glitch snaps transition to the build-up. Fills are step one analog, one metallic, one chop vocal rising in pitch. Rhythm sterols build intensity with pitch automation, pushing everything to a boiling point. Final line before silence. System overload in 3, 2, 1. The drop returns. Harder this time with the trap chord break laid under the 808s. Massive sub hits, the storm with stereo width leads salted in between broken arpeggios and laser leapers reaches vocal cut. Trap or fragments, a mid-drop silence glitch. Then it slams even harder. Crowd chants are buried under the bassline like samples from a cyberpunk riot. Filtered break kick and snap disappear when we static every drum pads. A granular fairer bassline recompile lyrics sentiment touch. Sudden effects reintroduce rhythm slowly with king clock percussion. Everything returns, but this time in double time. Hi-hats flow like fire, lead synth now fully distorted into an industrial scream. Glitch fills, syncopated triplet bass stabs, massive reverb tail on every snare. Fading layers, trap adds vocal echoes low and fade to the pit crush silence. A final glitch shuts the system off. Fragmenter, terminated, click end. Click end. Hi-hats. 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 Click end. Click end. Yeah. Click end. Click end. Click end. The mid-drives, harder. This time with a trap chord break laid under the 808s. Massive sub hits to store by stereo with leads alternate between broken arpeggios and laser glitched screeches. Vocal cut. Fragmented. There's a mid-drop silence glitch, then it slams even harder. Crowd chants are buried under the bassline like samples from a cyberpunk riot. Everything returns, but this time in double time. Hi-hats flow like fire, lead synth now fully distorted into an industrial scream. Vocal trails, syncopated triplet bass stabs, massive reverb tail on every snare. Fragmenter, terminated claplet bass stabs, massive reverb tail on every snare. It opens in silence, then a mechanical loud click. High-pitched LFO-filtered synth lasers sweep left to right. Trap hats begin ticking like time bombs. A robotic voice glitches in, engaging override protocol. Then the sound of a plasma blade igniting cuts across the stereo field. Kick pulse begins low and ominous. Activated! Trap drum, place you kids rip on with the lens of modulated lasers. A sharp screeching with frequency swipes. Bass lock rumbles on through the subdrone grind. With nickel laser shots blurred between each beat vocal shot layers. Override, hitting override, and a pipe. Every 8 bars, the synth glitches violently for dramatic stabs. Beat cools, halftime cyber groove. Hi-hats roll with syncopated delay trips. The vocoder vocal flows like this. Trapped in the mainframe, I override the trap. Grind effects include song loops and Morse code pulses. The lasers set for short choppy bursts. Arrow tightens upward, laser pitch begins rising like a siren alarm. Vocal stutter builds intensity. Override, a laser trap. Control builds beneath it, and silence. It's a double time trap laser echoes. The low glitch loop plays like a corrupt heartbeat. Text to speech, voice whispers. All systems feeling too much bass. A deep boom transitions back into the energy. Lasers fire in sync with every snare hit. Bassline now has an added grime wobble underneath. Vocal gets grain, smashed into distortion. Override, override, laser trap, override. FX change explode with voices, rewinds, then crushes and cone filters. A machine-like rhythm takes over the second half. The energy fades into flickering sparks. Laser shots slow down and echo into silence. Last sound, a synthetic door closing shut, like the system just locked itself out from reality. Digital static pipes in like corrupted signal smell. A low hum simulates power surging through an underground grid. Filtered delay pulses bounce left to right in rhythmic pings. Like sonar echoes scanning through concrete tunnels. Whispers of chopped up vocal fragments trail in reverse. Sub, gree, echo, glitch prism. Then a sudden bass boom dissolves the haze. Drop one trace bass and surrounds hit hard. The main leaves, the broken glass sounding said sharp, EDM micro glitched. Kick snare combo is deep and saturated with subtle pitch war. Every 4 bars an echo burst stutters like back and loss. Vocal drop, trapped inside the sub-crest. Spiral filters come delays and 32-bit glitches mimic shattered networks. Stripped down atmosphere, body a deep sub-pulse. Mechanical clicks and reverse synth paths. Reverb tail from a crushed tire sweeps across like a data ghost. Vocoded voice speaks softly. The signal was never meant to reach the surface. Small glitch fills glitch between words like corrupted transmission logs. Dum-dum tension dissolves the rising filtered glitches. Distorted vocal glitch loop. Separate echoes. So subtle then becomes heavily crushing compressed. Last 2 bars kick stops. Rises into a flat line. The prism with the blue dissolves the haze from percussion. Now stop with industrial style layers. Hi-hats glitch unpredictably with randomness slicing the leads. If there's no one with free modulation wobbling like broken neon. Background effects simulate electric circuit shorting out. Vocals not pan hard left to flank. Subgrid collapse. Prism shatter. Rhythmic echo tackle every empty pocket of space. No percussion, just harmonic breakdown with deep drum layers. Heavily resonant filter sweeps give a feeling of scanning the deep net. Self-melody of 8-bit arcs fades and like forgotten memory data. Reversed clicks build tension beneath. Final drop, glitch lock. Massive layers of robotic percussion and deconstructed glitch arcs collide. Every element loops with echo tail trails. Vocal fragments interlaced with synth lines. GLITCHPRISM subgrid echoed. Stuttering backs in every second snare, creating intentional disorientation. Feels collapse into silence, then jump back like feedback. Echoes fade into a cold silence. Final sound, a repeating delay of one last whispered word. Echoes, 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 echoes. The digital silence, complete blackout. Echoes, echoes. Electric sparks flicker like broken plasma conduits. A hollow metallic hum surges in the background, slowly rising. Distorted system voices crackle through interference. Power grid unstable shockwave imminent. Gated reverb pulses from synths mimicking collapsing infrastructure. The tempo snaps in with a jittery snare pattern and glitch feedback burst. Drop 1 full cybershock engage. Massive distorted bass rips like a ruptured cable. Snare hits crack like thunder, reverberating into static laid. Synth grinds with high voltage, energy buzzing and bits crushed. Vocal collapse protocol initiated. Sound design blends transformer charges. Coiled winds and burst glitches. Rhythmic cuts and breaks give the drop a chaotic, unstable structure perfect for headbanging. Slightly percussion stripped back to deep kicks and ticky effects. Digital voice loops in the distance. Clear lasers drift in and out, bent and warped like corrupted data. A lot of glitch sparks flare across the stereo field like broken data packets. Built up with machine gun tremolo, each hit clutching mid-strike, and filtered subdrone rises, crawling with mechanical distortion. Vocals are mangled into sharp stab. System overload, prepare. Everything pulls back into absolute silence for one beat, then boom. Bass morphs into a collapsing machine, compressed and glitched in every beat. Drop patterns more aggressive with rapid fills and trap style rolls. New lead, a screaming distorted laser synth layered with feedback and robotic clip vocal callouts. Collapse now. All sounds crushed under heavy sidechain waveform, looks like a seismic hit. Digital wind howls across an empty sonic landscape. Randomized glitch tones flicker like distant alarms. Synth pads swell into an emotional minor chord progression, still underpinned by digital noise, robotic vocal whispers. There's nothing left to shock. Bass fades into a heartbeat, like thump, slow, heavy. Final surge, all previous elements detonated once layered, raw and brutal. Rhythms swing between four on the floor. Dubstep offbeats affect shockwave sounds, metal tearing and system alarms mashed together. Vocal drop return, collapse. The last bars are filled with chaotic glitch fills and a melting lead that spirals into a scream. Low vocal repeats through static. A melting lead that spirals into a scream. Shut down. Complete. Crackling fades to silence with the sound of a power grid powering off. Deep, fading home. Shut down. Complete. Crackling fades to silence with the sound of a power grid powering off. Deep, fading home. This I'm pushing the line, no pink shark, digital glitch, synth effects and Morse goes down, blitz, fades alarm, synth hums in the background like breach, share voice security, metallic pads expand and contract like grieving servers. A glitchy female AI voice scans in, initializing packet rush protocol. Dropping the system engaged, it's a blast of rhythm kicks and laser focus bass stabs the main lead. A fragmented synth up onto you gated through granular distortion. Each note sounds like a packet bursting through a firewall. Every 8 bars a glitched out snare fill interrupts with glitch spikes. Chop vocal tag, brush it, strip it, sing it. Then put this slightly groove-driven trap beat with stuttering claps and deep 808 slides. Slip the punch dance in the high range like signals hopping across nodes. A low crowd creeps back in, layered with modem crackling up link beats. Background effects, muffled chatter and scanning drones. The AI voice returns. Inbound packet velocity exceeding protocol tolerance. Perks accelerate, hi-hats ticking faster. Snares ramping up in gated triplets. Rising tone made from warp frequency sweeps and sidechain bass. Hum stuttered voice glitches into chaos. Grid rush incoming. I incoming. The data slow deployed, even more aggressive. Sub-layer basslines fighting underneath main leaves. Synth morphs into a pitch-bending wave, ducking under kicks and slamming into snare walls. Effects distortions mimic firewalls, collapsing in code fragments, burning in real time. You jump freeze. Protocol breach, base detonation. Sudden silence, just one ticking ping like a sonar in the void. A broken down back in rhythm taps and minimal glitch percussion. Reverberated voice glitch, connected awaiting packet re-entry. Final drop. Every instrument's an overload, basslines detuned, snare tailgated to static synth layer with a record and vocoders. Rapid cut funnel loop creates a rhythmic chant. Protocol packing, drop, glitch rise and fire off every few bars like corrupted method systems. Rhythm decays into a dripping delay trail, back it sounds and wide CPU tones, final system whisper. Fade to digital static. Fade to digital static. top of storm deployed. Even more aggressive sub-layered bass lines fighting underneath main lead. Synth morphs into a pitch bending wave, ducking under kicks and slamming into snare walls. Effects distortions mimic firewalls, collapsing in code fragments, burning in real time. New chop phrase, critical breach, bass detonation. Sudden silence, just one ticking thing, like a summer in the void. I'm broken down, back at rhythm taps and a minimal glitch. Percussion, reverberated voice glitch. Disconnect the lane, back at re-entry, final drop. Bit of re-entry.
Starts from the rift it down, goes reassembled into a rhythmic pattern. Layer one crazy, holy crackles and speed of how it bursts. My butchy voice repeats in layers.
Extreme overload fever rising, backgrounds and buzzes like an overclock chip melting. Tempo ramps fast into a synthetic heartbeat. Extreme
Heavy drug is great style, distorted evil rape. Blood jump stabs pierce between each bar like code cracking through firewall layers. Means synth is a D2 note climbing up and falling erratically vocal chop.
Extreme sub slaps, wobbled grimy saturation, processed through bit crush filters. Flows into a stutter trap bounce. 808 rides glide under pitch down vocal sample. I can't cool the fever once the stream hits. Perk blues go off grid briefly for glitch effect. Mid-range synths flicker in and out like heat waves in digital form. Snarls peaking, multiplying and distancing on purpose. A vocal countdown starts. 5, 4, glitch 2, firewall while alarms rise in background with megaphone style filters. Final second, total silence. Mastering overload fever drum. Snaps up like a machine gun. 808s pitch bend up and slam down hard. Synth is a series squealing unmodulated through high resonance filters. Digital distortion effects shatter the high-end spectrum.
Fertile unlocked, glitch fills hit every 2 bars like system lag bursts.
Beat strips down to noise, textures and high-pitched glitches. Low-pass filters sweep across the mix like heat scanners.
Sweating bits, the fever's not done. Short ambient drone plays beneath random snare flares.
Final drop, triple layer, shaders mode. Trap beat stacks underneath ratio rhythm. Snare hits triple up. Main synth is now a corrupted synth horn. Very aggressive warp. Lot to later back spiral through both ears. Final focus system melt.
Divisionally red lines, cure explosive saturation.
Everything slows to a crawl. A thorough shutdown voice speaks.
Fever, contained bit stream, offline.
Sound fades into pixelated static. Final sound, push snare trail like a dying echo.
Dacto.
Massive cyber drill drop, snaps like a machine gun. 808s pitch bend up and slam down hard. Main synth is a searing square LED modulated through high resonance filters. Digital distortion effects shatter the high-end spectrum. Fever unlocked, glitch fills hit every 2 bars like system lag bursts. Bass strips down to noise, textures and high-pitch glitches. Low-pass filters whip across the mix like heat scanners. Low-pass filters flicker. Focus, the fever's not done. Short ambient from click bleeding random snare flares. Triple layer chaos mode. Trap beat stacks underneath ratio rhythm. Trap beat stacks underneath round is now corrupted synth horn. Very aggressive high-burst. Viral through both ears, bits, girl.
Distorted modem tones glitch through on all frequency rumble. Broken communication pings echo in a sonar like pulse. Mechanical words rev like cybernetic engines charging. A robotic voice murmurs. Light flare armed, initiating skirmish protocol. Filtered static hi-hats creep in like metal scraping across glass. Tempo pulses rise with an erratic heartbeat pattern. Drop 1.
push engage, metallic snare blast fused with trap ass and glitch fills. Bass sounds hit like digital explosions layered with binary screeches. The lead synth is an overdriven chainsaw tear through the frequency range. Been crushed and unstable, vocal chop glitches. Mish, bite, flare, reverse risers and trap metal growls acts at the end of each bar. Some hits are detuned and layered with cyberpunk style distortions. Pace shifts into a slower swag, a heavy groove. 808s bounce under mid and lowest close for percussion. Synths turn darker, wailing with digital reverb. Tails glitch, vocal ad-libs float. Phantom online silence them all. Laser out sweep overhead, circling like drones. Build up, hi-hats tighten into rapid 64 snare climbs while crackling. X overload the space. The robotic voice counts down at 3, 2, 1. Everything cuts out for a half beat. Maximum output. This drum is harsher, sharper, reminiscent of digital warfare. Glitch and percussion glitches in and out of frame like packet loss. The lead synth is now doubled, one side detuned, one clean, causing a warping, stereo ripping effect. PH voltage engage, switches between halftime and double time chaos. Dark ambient synth surge with a corrupted melody. Bits of broken vocal lines drift through, reversed and mangled. Distortion fades into a breathless low hum, and then a robotic whisper. Deploy counter code. Zero out flare blast fused between halftime. All out glitch warfare. Lead synth becomes a saw blade wave spinning across the stereo field. Snare rolls layered with glass breaking fast swap kicks. A punch in bits crushed. FS grenade lights up drops. Motor tone screeches. Stun visors. Final vocal. Stage 8 form is this into a quiet modem shutdown tone. A funnel beat echoes like a battlefield hard monitor flatlining. Fades to black. Start a heavy groove, 808s bounce under minimalist push for percussion. Flames turn darker, wailing with digital reverb. Tails glitch, vocal ad-libs float. Phantom online silence them all. Laser off sweep overhead, circling like drones. Build up, house tighten into rapid 64 snare climbs while crackling. FX overload the space. Robotic voice counts down 3, 2, 1. Everything cuts down for a heartbeat. But thermal methods, sharper, shuffling like bleeds. Still it's harsher, so vocal, glassless flows. Maximum output. This drop is harsher, sharper, reminiscent of digital warfare. Glitch and percussion glitches in and out of frame like packet loss. The lead synth is now doubled, one side detuned, one clean, causing a warping, stereo ripping effect. Vocal sham, slam. The beat constantly switches between halftime and double time chaos. Darker, heavier synth surge the corrupted melody. Bits of broken vocal lines drift through, reverse and mangled. Distortion fades into a bum, and then a robotic whisper. A low mechanical hum fades in like distant turbines spinning in hyperspace. Glitched radio transmissions and digital static flicker across the soundscape. A pulsing sub-bass begins to rumble beneath, slowly joined by a warped synthetic audio-looking suspense. Robotic whispers echo.
Initializing sub-zone sequence active.
Suddenly his sphere rolls in with metallic risers, signaling an imminent drop. Drop 1. Bam! The bass lands extorted and chunky. The reactor core malfunctioning at 120 BPM. The move rides on punching kick drums. Lasers, fly stabs, and glitchy modulations. Transmembrated bassline dances to the sidechain rhythm, twisting between notes like a bending steel. Industrial alarm ringing out in the background. The whole substone feels like it's collapsing. I'm singing on itself. Taking the thoughts off of the words on the sample with the beat. It's the energy going till depth. Robotic vocals echo with cyberpunk drama. Waiting for a panic with the two hand glides in layered with soft trap hats and process. Don't trust us, not hope, and it's facing death. Keep on it. Keep the momentum moving. Remembering the energy momentarily dips. Robot vocals echo with a cyberpunk drawl. Auto field open, gravity's broken. The D2 hand glides in layered with soft trap hats and process vocals. A little bit with an exit. Let's keep the momentum moving. Build up, reserves, rise, vocal bridge, lubricate. Proto killing symphony, feeling the noise, thinking going to generate. A single voice speaks. Disengage protocol. The atmosphere grows thick with static as layers rebuild. Final drop, all out chaos. United wolf emits sonically complex syncopate rhythm, multi-layered display face off rules, river stairs and ever saver stairs and ever feedback loop.